Hello, welcome back to my channel, Mel Stampin' Gallery. I'm Melanie, your close to my heart maker. And today I am going to be creating a travel layout using some of the papers from my stash that you see here. And I'm going to be combining them with this travel stencil from Close to My Heart, which I will link below. And I want to use these papers to document a recent trip that my husband and I took with his sister and brother-in-law to France, and it really was the trip of a lifetime for me. So I have all these pictures of the Eiffel Tower. I have a lot of pictures of the Eiffel Tower because you talk about a magical thing, something that you've seen your whole life, and then there it is in front of you in person. You just can't help taking thousands of pictures. Don't worry, I'm not going to be showing you thousands of pictures of the Eiffel Tower, but I am going to be scrapbooking these pages using, like I said, this travel stencil and these travel theme papers. Now, these travel theme papers reminded me of the Are We There Yet collection in the January-March Close to My Heart catalog. Let me just quickly show you those papers in the collection, in the catalog. And here you have a layout using those papers, which, as you can see, these papers are very similar to the papers I already had in my stash. So needless to say, I have a lot more pictures to scrap, and I will be purchasing this collection because not only do they have the papers, they have, of course, the adorable stickers and the rubber shapes over here. And the if you like to do the pocket cards, they have the Picture My Life cards, and of course, as always, the digital collection seen here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clear this out of the way and bring in my white daisy cardstock so I can get started on that. I am going to be doing a double page layout, so I'll bring in my pieces of white daisy cardstock, and let me just show you what I want to do with my papers. So I've got these 4 photos, and what I wanted to do was put them across the page. They were actually taken on 2 separate days, but I just kind of wanted to keep all the theme together of the Eiffel Tower. So starting from the first day that we saw it, and then the next day when we went back and saw it at night with the lights. So those are going across the page like that. And then what I wanted to do was bring in this travel theme paper and put that underneath the photos here, about like that. And then the other one, it's going to butt up right against the edge of the page, so it looks like it's just continuing right over to the second page. So that one's going to go like that. And I'm just dry fitting all these pieces together right now. And then the paper pack had this kind of this yellow gold geometric pattern, and I thought that really mimicked the Eiffel Tower, the grates, or whatever you want to call them, the ironwork, I guess is what you would call it, on the Eiffel Tower, and then also the gold, brought in the gold of the nighttime. So I'm going to put that there, and then I just cut it over here, split it, and put these 2 together. So it kind of looks like one great big page. Then I thought it needed some green to kind of bring out the green, and we've got the gold shimmer on this, so I thought I'd put the green kind of underneath these 2 pages, and I will cut that down here to put right over here. So these 4 pictures are all kind of brought together here in the middle with this green paper. Now, like I said, this is all dry fit together, but before I adhere that all down, what I wanted to do, and this is where the stencil comes in, let me clear off this page first. And on this page, I had this white space up here in the corner, and I thought the stencil would be, kind of looks like the city streets, would look nice kind of coming down from this corner and across the page. Go ahead and get the papers and the pictures out of the way. I apologize for the noise in the background, but that is my furnace. And I actually work down in my basement. I know it's not glamorous, but it's a good space and I like it. So anyway, back to the layout. What I like to do when I'm doing any kind of stenciling or inking up things is use my all-purpose mat on the background, so I can, if I need any ink to go off the edges, then I go on my mat and I'm not destroying my work surface. So I'm just lightly going around, and I know in the camera it doesn't look like you can see it, but when I lift it up, it gives just that subtle look that I'm looking for. And I am using a soft gray color, much like our pewter. So now I've got that where I want it. I'm just going to kind of scoot it over, and I don't want any of those harsh lines from the bottom. So I'm going to scoot that over and get over here on the side. Just like I said, very softly going around and around. And that will just kind of give it a nice look. And I will go off the edge of the paper there. Oops. Maybe get a little darker right in there where the two stencils meet. Lift that up, see how that's looking. Oh yeah, that's looking really good. And then I think I want to get some more down here. And if I get them overlapped a little bit, that's okay, because where I have this placed right now, there is going to be an embellishment cluster, and I kind of want to tap off onto the all-purpose mat so it's not such a, what do you call it, like a bold smush of ink right there. Like I said, this is very, very subtle. And I do kind of go both directions. And let's lift that up and see how that's looking. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna move this out of the way because I think I want to do it also on the other side of the paper, on the other page down here in the bottom right hand corner. I had just a little bit of white showing down there, and I do want it in both places. If you introduce something on one side, you should probably do it on the other side as well. So again, just a little bit of it, and I want to make sure I'm not getting up on that harsh edge. Can you see what I'm doing? There you go. Is that better? And let's lift that up and see. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Just a tiny little bit. Let's go up just a little bit here. There we go. That'll be perfect. Go ahead and bring in my Versamat and my white daisy piece that I've stenciled, and my first piece of pattern paper, which measures, I didn't cut it widthwise, it's still 12 inches, and I just cut it in half, so it's 6 inches by 12, and I'm going to bring it up about 2 inches from the bottom on that side, and then of course lining it up on my Versamat makes things very easy to get even, and I'll do that side, and I'll bring that over in a minute. But you can see, I think you can see how that stencil just kind of directs your eye down to the paper. And like I said, there's going to be an embellishment cluster there. So I've got that. And I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the way for a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and take this piece here, which I've cut down to 2 inches by 12. And that's going to go on top of that pink pattern paper like that. And then the two pictures, first two pictures, where are they? Will go here, kind of up like that. And those are going to be butted right along the side. And then that, excuse me, that green with the gold stars, I've cut the one side down to 1.5 inches, and it measures, it's 8 inches by 1.5. So that's going to go here, and I think that's going to go, whoops, where did it go? There it is. I want it to be right about there, so it's peeking out from the top and just a little bit down here at the bottom. Now to finish off the different background pieces, I went ahead and I made a couple of border pieces, and I cut a scallop on my Cricut, and then this chevron border was actually from the digital collection, the coordinating digital collection. So I did cut that out with the chevrons, and I like the little arrows. So I did place that around the page. I'm going to go in here this piece down. I just used some mono adhesive so that I can slide it around and make it fit. I'm just going to slide that under here and butt that up against that pink patterned paper. And I like the arrows pointing this way. It's pointing into the page. And if you can see on this side, again, the arrows pointing into the page. And up here, they're also pointing into the page, but the thing is the journaling is going to go there. So double duty. They're pointing to where the journaling is going to be. Now also from the digital art collection, they had this globe. So I went ahead and did that globe, and I'm going to put that, I think, up here. And they had the little camera, and that's going to go down there with some other things. And then this hexagon shape, which I think I'm going to place up here. And the little geotag, which I've got some other embellishments from some other collections. Like I said, I'm busting out my stash this year, so I'm going to use things from other places. And I've got these, I couldn't resist those. I saw those in the store and they went perfectly, of course, with the layout. And so I think that's going to go there for that embellishment cluster. And like I said, down here at the bottom, I've got the camera, and that kind of covers up that where those two papers meet there. And I've got that. And I also found this sticker that I think will go there nicely. So I'll put that on top of there. And then, like I said, over here, I've got the globe. And I think that looks good like that. And then that just leaves one little space over here. And you can't believe it, but I found an Eiffel Tower sticker. I thought, maybe is that too many Eiffel Towers? But you can never have too many Eiffel Towers. So I'm putting that in the corner. And this is another one that went with that set that says Paris is always a good idea, because the cars were crazy around there. I have this little wooden shape of a car. And I think I'm going to put that right there next to that. I'm going to, excuse me, go ahead and finish up this cluster up here in the corner. So I'm going to bring that down here where you can see it better. And before I adhere those down, I found this little airplane stamp, which I'm going to go ahead and stamp so it's pointing to that geotag. But I haven't used this in a while, so I better stamp on something first. So I'm going to ink this up with my pewter color ink. Let me stamp over here, make sure it was okay. Yep, that looks good. So I'll get that inked up again. And I want that kind of pointing to that geotag. Let me bring this down a little bit. Right about coming off. Right there. And press. Oh, I hope it worked out. And lift. And I did. That looks cute. And I think one last little thing here. Just found this speech bubble that said fun times. We'll put that right there. And the pear sticker, the last thing to put on there. And I think that looks pretty good. There. And like I said, I'm going to have some journaling over there, but I'll give you a close-up view here of the different embellishment clusters. And can you see how the stencil made like that city grid back there? And here's this cluster down here with the camera from the digital art collection. And then here's the second page over here as well, the little globe up here, and this cluster down here, down below. So if you're still with me, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe, and check out my social media pages for all the still shots, and everything is listed down below. All the links for my online store and my social media pages are listed down below. So give me a like if you like this video. Be sure to subscribe and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you down below in the comments. So again, thanks for watching. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.